welcome to Choey and Jandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Jandler.
Welcome, Choey. Dude, the cat jumped on the. I don't know. I guess it was too loud. Hey,
Not gonna be good for the bells.
yeah. Oh, dude, when we do the bells, she's gonna freak out like she did last time. All right, real quick. Good thing. Wrong one now. Now, gonna edit that downtime.
I think you need to leave that in with that raw.
It's like, yeah. Remind me to edit that downtime. Yeah. All right, so it's our September 8th edition. Here's some September 8th holidays. Did you know September 8th is National Ampersand Day? Get your pens right. So this is like the shortcut way, I guess, instead of writing the word "and," you just write the symbol.
I know, but still, though, like, who is there like a national exclamation point? I bet you there is. I don't even know that.
If we learned last time, if you paid the $5,000, yeah. It's also National Iguana Awareness Day. Just letting you and your family know. Take care of your pets.
Oh, the iguanas, like the San Antonio iguanas back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. This right here, by the way, is a map I meant to show you last time. These are all the states in red are states that have listened to us. We have 17 states. I felt like an idiot because one of them is DC, and I was like, DC's not a state, right? And I had to look it up, and I was like, no, it isn't. But so we have 17 states, but
we're doing better than some independent candidates do for presidential elections. We're kicking it in more states than they do.
When you think about it, we got New York, Ohio, Texas, and California. Those are 4 big states, right?
Let's just do it right here, September 8th. Let's just clear our candidacy for
Choey Tribbiani for president, right?
Choey and Jandler in 2028. Let's let whoever has 24. We'll give you some 4 years to build up some steam.
I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute so you can see this, right? Because obviously we're not in person. I got a gift for you, right? That whenever I do see you, I'm gonna hand to you and hope you proudly display it at home. This is our 1,000 plays of our podcast, right?
Is that
we've gone aluminum,
Is that like an old CD?
Yeah, I just put a CD, like a blank CD. I glued it on the thing.
Oh, 1K.
I hope you hang it on your fridge or put it on your dresser, and your wife's like, "What the hell is this?" Or "What the is this?"
I'll tell you what. I just need to work, and so that way that'll be a nice conversation starter.
Oh, that's a good one. There's some smudges on there. I gotta tell you, I super glued it, right?
Yeah. And
I guess I should have a glove or something, right? Because super glue gets stuck to your fingers and
yeah.
And then it kind of smears, and I'm like, And then when you ever had super glue on your finger, that took forever to get it off. I think it fell off a day or two later or something.
It looks like your skin's having a sunburn or something. It peels. It's all gross.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about right now. Yeah.
No.
But yeah. I was like, yeah. I'm looking at my hand, going, "Is it really?" I was like, "Oh, that's right." But so yeah, we hit 1,000 plays, man. So congrats. Now I think the next milestone is at least, what do you think, 5,000 before we get to 10,000, right? Go to 5,000 plays. Hopefully 5,000 plays equals $5,000. I mean, that's always
that'd be cool.
Get our holiday. All right. Next thing I want to talk about is something, and I'm going to air quote this, and I know you're going to feel the pain, although you're from a different angle. But I love every time we do PD, right? Some kind of professional development, and it's showing us stuff we actually need, and then we get absolutely no time to work on it. And it's like they may be telling us something about reading or math, or we do blended learning. I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. Let's go to maybe not go to our room, but let's get some time to build a station or something, right? And they're like, hey, yeah, here it is. Now working on your own time. And I'm like, good information, but can't do anything about it.
I'm feeling that pain on my new spot as the technology guy now.
Yeah.
And so, what was it? We just finished 4th week of school. And the first 2 weeks were hectic, man. I mean, and it is what it is. New stuff rolled out, started earlier, got it. But now, the last 2 weeks are things that it's very simple. And it's what kills me is we didn't get a chance to do any sort of training on any of this new software we're rolling out with teachers. It'll be fine. You can just kind of show them as needed. They'll pick it up. And so like the number, like top two things that I get are people like sent in work tickets for me, and it's like, hey, kid's locked out of this program, or kid can't get access to this program.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm like, I can access all that stuff like remotely through this stuff. So I go in there and I look in and like access the kid's account, and I can see them like, okay, well, I can get in. They should be able to get in. Maybe, and I'm like, there's no way. Like I tell people, just make sure you read what the error message says, because if it says that the password's incorrect, it needs to be reset. That's not a me thing. That's the other department.
Yeah.
And I'll roll in there and I'm like, I'm like, have the kid log in. Have the kid log. I don't want you to log in because I want the kid to log in, so I can see what the kid's doing. The kids log in. It says password is incorrect. Please reset password. And I'm like, dude, if you'd have told me this, I could have fixed this like 3 hours ago with the other department and said, hey, can you just reset this real quick? Been done. Read the message that says password needs to be reset. You think it's the other thing, which kills me, because then I'm like, how are you saying that you're not into this program over here when you can't even get to that program from where you're at?
So I had a I forget. I think it was Thursday. It hit. We use Authenticator because like when we log into our, it's called our portal for our district. We have an Authenticator that after you do your password and everything, you have the next screen is you have to do the Authenticator. For some reason, like I got the Gmail app on my phone and I got my email stuff linked, and like it just wasn't working. Like I was looking at it and I didn't see it, and so I tried to add that back in at work during my conference time, and it was asking me to go to the authenticator. The authenticator wasn't working, and like it to me is like all stuff's like it's hitting the wall, because I'm just like, well, how am I gonna log back in, man? And so like I had to call the help desk and talk to my tech person, and I basically had to delete the authenticator app, redo it. But then when I redo it, it's like it's hard to explain until you do it, but it's telling you to like type in a code. Like Authenticator should have been working on my phone. It wasn't. So I had to go to one of my other teachers. I was like, hey, pull up, let me see your phone real quick. I'll borrow your Authenticator so I can type in your code to get onto the district's website, right? And then like it worked. And then I went home Thursday night and it wasn't working. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I was scared for Friday. And I ended up deleting the app again Friday morning and reinstalling it, and like it works. But I was just like, man, it's the last thing you need, because it's like if I can't use the authenticator, then I can't log in, and I use the computer a lot to project and stuff for the students. But kind of go with your tech thing you were talking about earlier. We just got our Chromebooks, so next week, actually Tuesday, our math block time is going to be spent exploring and explaining stuff to the kids. And with my second graders, it's always a nightmare early. It takes forever, but I tell you what, man, I have to invest the time now, because it makes it a lot smoother as the year goes on.
No, I feel you.
But there's a lot of time. I forget what certain apps there are, but they'll like kids just click stuff real quick, right? And sometimes they don't allow a camera, and you want them to allow it. Like when we were doing certain things on the iPad, and I'm just like, I'm not looking forward to it too much, because I always say, look, there's one of me. Well, right now I have 25 students. I was like, there's 25 of you. You got to be patient and wait for me. Like I'm coming around. It's just going to take time, And I'm hoping that a couple of them understand it, and I can kind of say, hey, go help so and so as I'm walking, because I can't do everybody all at once.
Yeah, no, and the thing was, like, we were supposed to have training on it at the beginning of the year, but then the internet went out on the day that I was supposed to do my training. You're showing everybody how to access, like, web apps and web applications. Can't do it if you don't have internet.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's reschedule. And they're like, oh, well, it'll be fine. I'm like, it won't be fine. It won't.
What kind of apps? Which apps were they?
Huh?
Do you remember? Do you remember which apps they were?
It's just simple, like basic stuff. So like all these new ones that we've like loaded, because we have Clever, which is like our single sign-on application. Have you heard of ClassLink?
Okay. Yeah, which we use ClassLink.
So Clever to ClassLink, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, we switched over from ClassLink to Clever. So I want to show everybody, hey, this is how you navigate, because it's a little bit different as far as like finding things. But in order to get to Class, you have to sign on to your device, Google, and nobody, like, so people weren't getting that. I was like, we got to show them that. We got to show them the Clever thing. But it was very, like, we didn't have internet, so I was like, I can just feel like it's not going to work out. This year's going to be just a bunch of cluster of just junk. It turns out,
But
I mean, so it has been so far because it's like, dude, no, I'm like, go sign in, because like once you go like through Clever, like these different applications, so like your Google Classroom, um, like Generation Genius, stuff like that. These see they're supposed to go through there because the IXL like it populates their account for them. If you
yeah.
try to log in outside of the program, sometimes it will mess it up depending upon who it is. You're
See,
like, oh,
I just want to say this real quick, Choey. Like our first part of this, I feel like is a snooze fest. People are like technology, whatever.
well,
No,
no,
I know what you mean. I'm making fun of both of us, not just you.
well, just it was just so irritating because I was like, I can see that, and everybody's like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, it won't, and it turns out I'm right so far, and it's still going on.
Did I ever tell you? Because I got my certification in Illinois. They had a test question, and I remember telling some of because I was one of the first people to take my certified test. Because you had to take 3 certification tests in Illinois. I was the first one in my group to take the 3rd test, and they had a question about like, okay, your computer doesn't work. What's the first thing you do? And one of the choices was make sure it's plugged in, and I was like, duh. And I'm telling them that there were questions like this on the test, and they're like, are you serious? And I'm like, apparently you'd be amazed at how many people don't plug stuff in or like, hey, it doesn't work, this is why. So,
Yeah, make sure it's
but
plugged in and turned on.
I feel bad. Like, I get teachers will call me stuff or call me for things, and I'm like, and I'm trying to explain it to them over the phone. And like, there was one teacher needed help with her Elmo, and she's like, it's showing upside down, and I was like, I know what it is, and I'm trying to tell her what to do, and I was like, you know what, I'll just come find you after school because it's like, and I went in there and I did it like real quick, and she's like, that was it, because it's like you just had to kind of rotate it. I was like, you had to rotate one arm and spin something. I was like, it's hard for me to say over the phone. But like, yeah, it's not complicated.
You're
So,
like, just turn your paper upside down. If you can't figure it out until.
oh yeah, but then if you do that, man, imagine you turn your head upside down to kind of see what you're writing. You like, imagine doing that as a teacher. You're like, I'm dizzy, and you just pass out. And kids are like, what happened?
It's okay, free time.
Yeah, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay. I'm gonna move this 5th point down to the next episode. All right, you want to we'll take our quick break and come right back
Sure.
and do our cheers around the world, man.
Sounds good.
All right, it's time for
Well, there you go.
cheers around the world.
I like shaking the bell and mine's stuck. I was like, hey man, we have a broken bell.
All right, let's see if this will help you here.
Oh heck yeah, there we go.
All right,
So run it down.
wait, we're gonna say it all and then we're gonna sip, right?
Yeah.
All right, so in Germany we have
Prost.
Prost, South Korea,
Gunbay.
Gunbay, Brazil,
Saudi.
Saudi, England. I kind of lost train of thought there. England.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Australia.
Cheers, mate, again.
Cheers, mates. Barbados.
Dude, by the way, sidebar. Cheers for Barbados, but apparently it's like supposed to be like some crazy accent. I looked it up last time, but I forgot to talk about it.
Are you gonna say it?
No, I forgot what I never watched the video, but apparently it's like some sort of we're way off with the whole just regular cheers.
Oh well, we don't have the accent. Yeah.
All right, then Santé.
French Canada.
Santé.
Santé. Regular Canada.
Oh, and this is when we get cheers.
A. Hoser. And Colombia.
Salud.
Salud. All right, you got you ready to go for what's happening, Choey?
Yeah. Okay. And this is very, very timely in the fact. Granted, September 8th is our come out date on this episode, but I actually just found out a little while ago that the Cowboys extended Terrence Steele 5 years with a max value of $91.8 million. That's like apparently it's like 86 is like the low end and 96 is the high, or 91 is the high end. So you're looking at $17 to $18 million for that right tackle. I'm not saying the dude's not good, but you're paying Terrence Steele. Not Terrence Steele. Tyron Smith.
But he's about to come off the books.
Maybe if he retires. But you got
And
him.
Zach Martin.
You're gonna have to pay Tyler Smith because he's a rookie and he's gonna be coming up pretty quick. Then you got Zach Martin, who you just re-signed for more money because he was torn a fit, and now you got Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
So like, the 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen that are starting are putting you close to your to like what 80 or 90 million a season just for 4 out of your 5 offensive linemen.
Well, if they open up running lanes and protect Dak, I guess there's no excuses, right?
But okay, so like but you think about that. So you got, and I mean, you got your 4 offensive linemen. Now let's say Tyron Smith comes off, but like for right now, these 4 guys are getting paid, ish. He's still a rookie. But still, like even with figuring all that guys in, you're like 60, 70 mil for like the offensive line alone, protecting quarterback, who's handing off to a $10 million running back right now, throwing out the ball outside on the outside to what a $12 million receiver Gallup.
Have you paid CeeDee Lamb yet?
Not yet, but I think that they're supposed to be like in the works.
It should be this season then. But yeah, you're paying Cooks. You'll be paying. I think it's like you just paid Diggs, right?
Yeah.
But I know that like Parsons and Lamb should be coming up soon. I still can't believe the money y'all gave Gallup. I don't even know like that guy when he's gonna be healthy, you know.
Well, that's the thing is, I'm like, dude, like y'all are shelling out money. Like you're gonna have like some backup players that are getting paid like teacher pay kind of.
You're drafting well, man. That's what you're gonna have to do to maintain your squad.
Hopefully they could draft well, but the thing is though, like you're gonna have to draft some guys and let some dudes go. Like Deuce Vaughn's gonna be our starting running back next year because that's all they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, but they can always actually. You're right. They still have to worry about the cap situation when you tag people. It's you're saying that your Cowboy history has always been. He always pays the people he drafts.
I know, Jesus, man. Like, I mean, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking like just with a handful of like you got like 10, 11 players, they're gonna eat up a big fat chunk of that salary cap. Because Diggs, DeMarcus Lawrence, who's still getting paid fat, even though he's producing. You got Gallup, Lamb's gonna get some money here in a bit. Parsons gonna get his soon. Lamb gonna get his soon. Like all these dudes, and it's like, God, man, you haven't won anything. That's the thing is, I'm like,
you're like, come on, Dak, come on. So there's no excuse this year. It's go for broke, right?
What's the thing is like, okay, so you look like the same thing like Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's good. He is. He's not. But Pat Mahomes got those contracts because he started winning a lot. Dak hasn't earned like all these guys on the team haven't. They've had winning seasons.
Yeah.
And then won nothing in the playoffs. And it's like you're paying all these dudes to get to the playoffs to lose. Like, I mean, flip a coin in the NFC East up until this past year. Like, you could have. It was a toss up as to who made it to the playoffs anyway.
I'm still interested to see if Dallas doesn't get it done, who they blame more, Dak or McCarthy. I mean, yeah, you're right. Mike's easier to get rid of, but it's like they got the. I don't. You know, from history, like I would always kind of talk trash about Tony Romo, but I was more confident Tony Romo could get you guys a championship than Dak Prescott. So,
well, it's almost like I'm like, dude, someone needs to maybe check Jerry Jones and see if he's losing his brain. Because, I mean, granted, getting a projected badass player for a 4th round pick is a good steal, but you got Trey Lance for a 4th round pick.
Oh yeah,
you didn't get somebody who was amazing and is proven.
Yeah,
you got a dude who everybody thought would be good.
And he couldn't even do it in San Francisco with Shanahan. So
yeah.
Well,
it's like
good luck to your boys. I don't have any of them on my fantasy team, so I have no vested interest this season.
I'm like,
but I expect them to be in the mix at least on the NFC side. I mean, if they aren't, someone's rolling, someone's head's going.
Well, I think like just given the schedule they have, I think they're gonna. I feel like they'll probably get at least 10, 11, 12 wins because there's not a whole lot of people on the schedule that are real hard besides like the Eagles.
10 wins don't mean anything now, though. You got to remember that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they're going to get a decent amount of wins, but and everyone's going to be, oh, they got a 10, 12 win season. But it all really matters. Like, I think you have to at this point, this season or next season, if they don't win a Super Bowl, or at least go to the Super Bowl, I think you have to kind of sit there and say, hey, Dak, like, we'll let you go. But he's the longest tenured starting quarterback for a team in the NFL. And he's got
really,
yeah. They were saying that like just because Rodgers left.
Well, even Mahomes, like so he came in before Mahomes, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. All right, that's learn. We always say we learn stuff here on Choey and Jandler, right?
Yeah.
You mean that? Learn the things you expect to learn, but you learn something. You walk away with a nugget of something. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to teachable moments. Okay.
Chandler.
This is teachable moments with Chandler Bing. I don't know about you. I know today's teachable moment is make sure you go to the bathroom every chance you get. I go before school starts. I go conference time. I go lunch, even when I don't have to, because I don't. I've been lucky. I'm not one of those. I don't want to be one of those teachers that's up there dancing in the front of the room, going and having to knock next door to your teacher. Like, hey, can you watch my kids real quick? I got to run to the bathroom. Like, I don't want to be like that. So I go every chance I get. But this teachable moment, isn't only for me. It's for my students or your students. You know, I've had kids tell me they forgot to go to the bathroom, and I'll be like, "How do you forget?" And I think I said this last year when we were doing the first season. It always takes me a couple weeks when school starts to realize, oh yeah, these boys and girls are new to second grade. So all that stuff we talked about last year, that was last year's group. Now I got to redo stuff. But I'm always having to tell these kids, like, look, there's a time when you don't have to go to the bathroom at all, and there's a time when it's an emergency. You guys got to start looking for that in between. Because I had kids that are like dancing, like, I gotta go, Mr. Bing. And I'm like, well, I already sent so-and-so. So I gotta go. And I was like, I can't send everybody at once. And it's like you don't know if you can trust them. When 5 people start saying, I really gotta go, it's like, I may send 2 of you, but I can't send all 5 of you because all sorts of happens in the bathroom,
You're all, sucks to be you guys, but somebody's having an accident today.
Yeah. Should have brought a bag strapped to your hip or thigh there, little guy. Speaking of bathrooms, I was talking to the custodian, and I thought this was only a boy thing. She told me some of the girls are going to the bathroom, they lock the stall, and then they climb under. And so when kids, I thought boys, I remember hearing about boys doing this years ago, even when I was still living in Illinois. It's kind of like their prank of being like, you can't go to the bathroom because it's locked. But I don't understand. It's kind of funny at first, and then I'm like thinking, when I think about we're running out of time, by the way, on the Zoom.
Oh.
But it's kind of funny to think about. You can't go to the stall when you want to, but then I'm like, but if you lock it from the inside, you have to crawl on the floor to get out, and I'm like, that's disgusting, So anyway, like I said,
that time in Golden Corral.
Yeah, that's
I know
exactly.
why the door was locked.
Anyway, just saying, go to the bathroom when you can, and that's your teachable moment.
Jandler. Like I messed up. I was listening to that one of those first episodes where I was like, I messed it up.
Yeah, you're like, one. Yeah, you got it right like the 3rd or 4th time though. Finally,
I'm like, I had one line. That was it.
All right, dude. Would it end here with a random fact before we go to social media plug? Did you know approximately 40,000 Americans are injured every year by their toilet? I don't know if they fall off it, trip on it, slip. Who knows? But I'd put in a little note here that because if you think about it, we had a random fact one time about the what it flushes like in the sound, the key of E or whatever, some music notes.
Yeah.
So like we know how to do toilet humor here on Choey and Jandler. It's just toilet random facts, right? I just thought it was silly. I found it and I was like, oh, that's funny.
I feel like you need to get
40,000. That's what bigger than the size of Bernie, I think, right? Oh, no, maybe it's smaller than Bernie now, but
Maybe.
that's a lot of people though. Like, people need to be careful when they go to the bathroom. Just that should be another teachable moment. Tread lightly, right?
On the
Don't
possible
slip.
fluids.
Sorry. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Unless you got something you wanted to add.
No, I'm good. Until
Are you
next
good? All right. So remember, keep following us on Instagram, Twitter,
Threads.
Threads. Yeah, I was trying to thank you. But those three are all Choey and Jan. Choey, the letter N, and then JAN at it's at Choey and Jan. We're also on YouTube and Facebook. And I started to put us on one other social media, and then I realized, like, I didn't realize that OnlyFans, I guess, is some dating thing or some hookup app, and I was like, whoa. So I put it on there, and they're like, wait a minute, I deleted it immediately.
I think
I had no idea, man. I felt like an idiot.
I think OnlyFans, from what I believe, is it's a subscription adult entertainment type thing.
Yeah, well, they advertise it as like it's for creators and artists or something like, and so I was like, okay.
It is.
And then I looked at it.
It is.
And I was like, what
adult content creators and artists.
Yeah. Well, that's why clearly we didn't belong there. Choey and Jandler after dark.
I'm all cool. Hey, Jandler, I think we lost all of our followers except for 2 who keep asking for some really inappropriate stuff.
Why we keep getting all these calls from these 900 numbers or something, you know? But all right, anyway, so let's go wrap it up here.